Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and in today's session we are going to learn about assignment operators in Python. What does assignment operator do? Basically, it will assign some values to a variable, or rather assign values, evaluate the values, and then add it, or I wouldn't say add, I would assign it basically to the variable or a left-hand operand. So basically the precedence is from right to left. Something is evaluated on the right-hand side, and then that expression or something or the value is assigned to the left-hand side operand. So right to left. So let's see here, x equals 9. So using the equal to sign, the equal to sign works as an assignment operator here. So it's assigning a number or a value of 9 to the left hand side operand, which is the variable called x. So that is just initiating the value. By writing x equals to 9, assigning 9 to x, we are initiating x. Another situation is when you're adding the 9 to x and then adding the result of that to the variable x on the left hand side. So x plus 9 is an expression. So what we did is we assigned it using the equal sign and added it to the left operand. So that is x equal x plus 9, which is a way of, which is called, this is one type of assignment operator, which is an addition assignment operator. So 9 plus 9, 18. But we use a shorthand by saying x plus equal to 9. X equal to x plus 9 is the same as x plus equal to 9. Rather, x plus equal to, what does it signify? It means it is adding and then assigning. The meaning, plus, equal, adding, then assigning, adding, then assigning the value of 9 to x. That means adding it first to x and then assigning the value to x. X plus 9. So first it's adding 9 to x, and then the expression x plus 9 is on the right hand side, then assigning it to the left hand side x. Again the same thing, another type of assignment operator is a subtraction assignment operator. It does the same thing, rather than adding it will subtract. So first it will subtract from x, so x minus 9, and then that expression, after evaluating the value, it will assign it to x. So x minus equal to 9, meaning subtracting and then subtracting from the happening on the right hand side operand or expression, and then assigning that value to x on the left hand side, which is x minus equal to, subtracting and then evaluating and then assigning to x on the left hand side. Same thing goes for division assignment operator. So just assignment operator is equal to, but the different types, addition, subtraction, division. Now when it is division, what it's doing? Rather it will be dividing the left hand side operand by the right hand side. X divided by 9. Yeah, and then evaluating the value and assigning it to x. So x divided by 9 first, then evaluating and assigning that value of x divided by 9 to x, which is on the left hand side. So x equals x by 9. So what is the shorthand form of writing it? Is x divide equal to 9. It means it's the same as x equal to x by 9, or whatever value, like 99, whatever value you decide. So like you can see how it's happening. The evaluation is happening on the right hand side expression, and then it is being assigned to the left hand side operand. So right hand to left hand. And the best part is, if you can notice, whatever variable you considered x here, so that one you are doing it to itself, like x divided by 90 and then assigning to x itself, back to x. So usually in projects you must have seen, first starting with count equal to 0, then count equal to 0 plus 10, and so on. So this is how it happens using the assignment operator. So I'm just showing you with different values. So that's the division. So addition, subtraction, division. Now there are more types of assignment operator. As we go on, we will see. So we are just printing it so that we can see the answer, the solution inside the value inside the console. So that's why we are printing the value after doing the respective types of assignment operator: addition, subtraction, and division. So that sometimes you in division whatever result you're getting in the division rather, that one you will put it, you will assign it to the left hand side operand, which is the x in our case. It could be anything, it could be a count, it could be an item, it can be anything like you've seen in projects, item equal to item plus 1, like maybe item divided by 9. It can be anything. We will see it later in our projects, but I've done some earlier projects. I will see if I can quote those examples. Or maybe we'll do it later. Then you have multiplication assignment operator. It's just the difference of the symbol. So instead of divide symbol, you'll be doing the multiplication sign, which is asterisk. So x equal x multiplied by 9. So x multiplied by 9 is evaluated, and then that value is assigned to x on the left hand side. Or shorthand, x multiply equals 9. So that means first it is multiplied to x, and then that value will be assigned to x. This is the meaning of that shorthand. Multiplied equal to 9 meaning first it is multiplied to x, and then that value is assigned back to x on the left hand side. So this is why I'm explaining it that way, so that you understand the logic behind that. Okay. So I'm just showing you the values, like 9 will be obviously 81, right? So and then that 81 is assigned back to x. Okay, so let's see some more types of assignment operator. So we finished addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. So let's see some more types. And please see the order in which, the precedence in which it's happening. Like I explained, from the right, something is happening, and then assigning it back to the left side operand. Okay, let's do the modulus assignment operator. As you know, modulus is done when you want to get the remainder of a division, right? So in this case, instead of writing the quotient or the result, you will be writing the remainder. So the sign for modulus, if you remember, is a percent sign. So x percent 9. So what you want to do is, first you want to find the modulus of this x percent of 9 expression, which is, first you need to divide, and then you have to find the remainder, and that remainder value you will assign it back to x on the left hand side. So the value, if it is 90 divided by 9 is 10. But remainder will be, the quotient is 10, the answer, but the remainder will be 0. So that's why here in the console you will assign 0 back to x, because there is no remainder here. If there is a remainder, you have to assign that value back to x. So mind you, this is different from division, in which division the result of the quotient was written, but here the remainder is assigned to x. So you have to remember this very particularly. Okay, so you can try different examples with floats and with integers, etc., and then you can try it out. But just remember the formula for modulus. You have to assign only the remainder, not the quotient, not the result. So x divided by 9, then assign the remainder back to x on the left hand side. That is, x percent equal to 9 means that. Divide, find the modulus, and then assign it back to, divide by 9, find the modulus or the remainder, assign it back to x or the left hand operand, which is x in this case. Okay, then you have the floor assignment operator. We have done some projects using the floor operator. So floor in this case slightly different. Here, instead of writing the remainder, if you divide the x by 9, you have to find the result, the quotient, and then that value you have to assign it back to x. So 90, if it is 90, then 90 divided by 9 is 10. If it is 9, 9 divided by 9 is 1. Yeah, accordingly depends. So the way you write it is x, this is the double slash, the forward slash double times equal to 9, which means first you find the floor value and then you assign it to x. Find the floor value on the right. How? By x divided by 9 and find the quotient, and then you send it back. Now always the floor value, you will see, if it's a float, then the decimal value, the value after the decimal, you're not supposed to assign back. And if it's a negative number, you have to assign one value which is less than whatever is the result. So you will, I'll be showing here with some examples here just to prove it. So let's take an example where the initial value of x has been assigned by the equal sign to 15. That's the initial value. And then I want to divide 15 by 5. X floor value of 5 means or 15 by 5, in which you won't get okay, straight away just 3 only. You can try that. I want something where there is a decimal coming up. So 18 divided by 5, there's a decimal coming up. 3 point something. But when you assign that value, I ignore the value after the decimal. So I don't write float. Cannot assign float in float. So instead of 3.6 or something, I just assign 3 back to x. Remember that. So the result should be 3 and not 3.6 when you're doing floor calculations. When you're using floor calculation using the floor assignment. That's a very important point. So that's why I showed you, particularly with a decimal value or with a negative value. But if I'm just showing you, had you divided it, then I'm just showing you the difference. Then it is say 3.6, right? Then the value in the console should be 3.6 because that's the answer for the result. But when you're doing floor calculation, the 0.6 value after the floor or the decimal is ignored and only 3 is assigned back to x on the left hand side. Now let's consider a negative value. Like I said, when the initial value, like in this case, instead of 18, if I want to take minus 18. Okay, this is just repeating what I showed with the decimal. Okay, let's consider a negative value. Sorry for being a bit slow, my code editor. My Wi-Fi is slow today. Okay, minus 18. Okay, minus 18 divided by 5. When you do that, it's how much you're getting? Minus 3.6. But as I said, 0.6 will be ignored. Only instead of writing minus 3, had it been division, it would be minus 3.6. In the floor, it will be one digit less than minus 3, which is minus 4. Remember, minus 4. In negative numbers, minus 4 is lesser than minus 3. Minus 5 is lesser than minus 4 and so on. So one integer less than minus 3 is minus 4. So minus 4 would be assigned to the left-hand operand or the x in this case. So that's a very important point to note. You can do it with several examples to practice. Now you have another type of assignment operator, which is the exponent assignment operator. Now, as you know from the name itself, exponent means what? To the power. Like if I say to the power 2, multiply 2 times. To the power 3, multiply that particular number 3 times. So you can consider like different values to the power 2, to the power 3, 4, 5, anything. It could be to the power 10. It could be anything. Yeah. So here I have initiated the x with 5. So let's say I want to find it to the power 5 or to the power 2. I want you to try with different examples. Then after that print out. So if it is 5 to the power 5, multiply 5 times. It is 5 to the power 2, which is shown with double asterisk. It will be 5 multiplied 2 times. So first I carry out, I evaluate that expression x to the power 2. There you go, 5 5s are 25, and then assign back that value to x on the left hand side. So x equal to x to the power 2, which means 5 to the power 2, and then assign that value back to x on the left hand side and print x. So now you know what it means. X asterisk, that is exponent 2 equal to 5 means equal to 2, it should be in this case. In shorthand means 5 to the power 2. If I say to the power 5, I have to multiply it to the power 5. So here the shorthand should be x exponent equal to 2. Because it's to the power 2. You can also try to the power 5, to the power 7, 8, 9, 10. That's totally up to you. So this is the way all these type of operators are performed. And as you know, what it means by the shorthand, like here x to the power 2, x exponent equals to 2 means first find out x to the power 2 and then assign that value to x on the left hand side. This is the meaning I've been explaining for all these types of different assignment operators. And I hope you understood the different types: addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, floor, exponent, and so on. And assignment, as you know already, it means doing the evaluating the expression on the right and then assigning that value to the left operand. So this is quite cool and it comes in very handy. It makes our code very easy to read, very efficient, very fast. You can update the values like you see in projects, and really it makes very cool, in your coding, few lines of code you can do. So that means code efficiency is achieved. So this is the reason we use all this type of assignment operator. I will be seeing you in the next lesson with more interesting lessons in Python and coding projects. Until then, make sure you smash the subscribe button so that you stay tuned to all my interesting lessons in Python for beginners. Any comments? Mention it in the comment section. See you.